disgraced my village. You resemble a butt. Round 1. Fight! Ooh! Greetings friends and welcome to Let's Make a 2D Arcade Fighter Part 11. In this video I'm going to show you how to add some personalized character intros. Because at the moment this is how our game is starting. Round 1. Fight! And there's nothing wrong with this, but we want to give our characters, a sense of, awesomeness to this battle. And I feel like a great way to do that and add some stakes or whatever is to have them, say a little something, talk some smack before each fight. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to go into our pink box with our game logic. And we've got all our business here. This is our round logic that shows us round 1 and round 2 and round 3 and the winner. But now we want to add something to happen before this. So the first thing we're going to do is make our game logic microchip a little bit bigger. Then we're going to go into gadgets, choose ourselves a selector from logic and processing, plop it down over there. Then next to number A here, we're going to put down a little timeline. And in this timeline, this is going to be our kind of animation for when we begin our fight. What we're going to do is, we won't make it too long, we'll make it only, let's say, 3 seconds. We'll put down a nice little camera. So we'll go into gadgets, cameras and lighting, and the camera. We'll put it there. Okay, sweet. Then we're going to put down a little keyframe. And this keyframe you can just leave as a default one without any changes, because this is going to be kind of the resting position. We'll move this timeline down here so we can see what we're doing. Maybe make it a little bit bigger, so it's a little bit more easy to use. Let's put it over here about. Okay, sweet. Then I'm just going to do some little fun animations. So I think I'll go into our little dude over here and he's gonna be pointing and he's gonna be like, you, how dare you, this kind of a vibe. Then his arm will go back sort of like over here, and then we'll do the classic drawing the hand across the throat maneuver. Oh, this is a lot of fun. You must have fun with this, you know what I mean? So let's have a look. So okay, actually that's cool, but it's a little bit too quick, so I think I'll place this little hand over there. So if we try again, it's you're going down. Oh, even that is very quick. So let's go like this. Let's try something like this. You're going down. Okay, maybe not so smooth. You're going down. Okay, cool. And then we'll add the original one and just blend it there. So if we look at our animation, you're going down. Sort of a vibe. Okay, sweet. Now what we're going to do is add in a little bit of some voice, the smack talking. So we're going to go into sound mode. Then we're going to go tools, sound recorder, and I'm just going to do some smack talk. You smell like feet. But now this is cool, but if we play it every time, you smell like feet, it's going to be the same every single time. So this is also a little sound tip for you friends. If you want to record a few sounds and have them sort of randomly vary between them, then we'll just record another sound. You resemble a butt. Just thinking of some random ones. You disgraced my village. You're going down. Okay, cool. So now we have 4. Now what I'm going to do is go to the original one, go to slice mapper view, and you're able to see that we now have like a bunch of, shall we say, sort of like rows going on. So I'm just going to make this a bit smaller. And in each of these, I'm going to take all of our sounds and throw it in. Just going to put them under each other. You can just have them on the side as well. It does make a difference. But I like to just put them under each other so that it's just a little bit easier to see. Now, when it plays, it's going to do a different one each time, or it's going to randomly choose between them.
You resemble a butt. Fight.
But of course, as we can see here, let's just quickly play this by itself.
My village. You're going down. You disgraced my village.
So you see, it plays a different one each time. It goes from the slice mapper, and it chooses different little voice-over lines to play each time. So there you are. That's a little tip for you there. Okay, sweet. So that's looking cool. The next thing we might want to do is connect this up. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect this over here, and we're going to make it so that when this ends, it's going to go to number B. But now let's do a few more adjustments here. We're going to go into the camera, and we haven't actually placed it. So I'm going to place it sort of over here-ish so that we get a nice view of the old player, all nice, close, and personal. I'm going to make a few adjustments. I'm going to make this a cut, the transition type. I'm going to make it 0 to begin with. So it's like as we start the fight, we're going to be looking at this dude over here. If you want to slow that down or have a little sort of pre-fight like zoom in, that's cool too. Okay, sweet. So let's have a look-see. Well, actually, before we have a look-see, I'm just going to make it so that we are going to not start this immediately, because if we play them at the same time, well, let me show you.
Round 1. You smell like feet. Fight.
So that's cool. That works, but our round 1 business is here at the same time, which is kind of annoying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this dude, and I should actually name this. I think I'll name this Player 1 or P1 intro. There we go. And then I'll just name this one P2 intro. Fabulous. Now I'll connect this power there, and I shall move this to over number C. So what's happening in the logic now is player 1 intro is going to play. When it's done, it's going to take us to B. B will activate player 2 intro. When player 2 intro is done, it's going to go to C. Then when it's at C, it's going to power these various timers. So we're powering this one, which is the round logic. This is the round win checker. And this is the countdown. Because of course the countdown is only going to start once the intros are over. I hope that makes sense. Alrighty. So let's see how this works so far. There will be an error, and we'll see if you can pick it up beforehand.
You disgraced my village. You smell like feet.
So as you can see, the camera didn't swap. So what we're going to do is we must remember that when we make copies of stuff, that we make all the necessary adjustments. So we'll put this one over here. Cha-ching. I don't want to do everything perfectly first time, because I want to show you guys, you know, some of the common errors that happen along the way, so that you can know better for next time. Alrighty. So now, let's have ourselves a quiz.
You disgraced my village. You're going down.
So now the other problem here is that this is the old little puppet dude we've got over here. So we can get rid of him, copy over our new dude, swing. Now we have our new guy over here, and these animations will actually affect him as well.
You resemble a butt.
So we can see that those actually work together very nicely. So let's try once more.
You smell like feet. You resemble a butt. Round 1.
Alrighty. Oh man, I'm having so much fun. Okay, so friends, another thing you can do is with this camera, because when we start for the player 1 intro, we want it to be snapping there immediately. But I think for the player 2, we can actually have a smooth transition. So it goes from like our first player, and then it sort of looks over to our second player, if you understand what I'm saying. But of course, that's up to you, friends, whatever you prefer. But I think it'll be a bit smoother now. Let's have a look.
You disgraced my village. You resemble a butt.
So there you are, friends. As you can see, it's a lot smoother. And then we begin with round 1 and so on and so forth. If you want to have different animations, friends, you can do that. Just be aware that the thermo cost will be higher. And this is essentially what we'll do. I think what we'll go ahead and do is just go... we'll go with our microchip, and we'll just take all this business and put it into this microchip, and this will be intro logic. Intro logic. Intro logic. I think I put one too many spaces in there. Alright. So now we have our intro logic, and we have a few various ports coming out of there, but that's no worries. Now what we can do is we can, if we wanted to have multiple different ones, we would use power port, but rather the power port of a randomizer. So we'll go into our logic and processing and get a randomizer with a dice icon, and we'll connect randomize and the power of the randomizer, cha-ching, to A, and then we'll go A activates that one, B activates that one. Then we can do a different animation. So let's just change these keyframes around a bit. He's gonna like lift up. Oh, he's gonna like lift up his arm all high and stuff, and he's gonna be like, "Rrr." Make his arms a bit different. Maybe tilt his head back. Okay, sweet. We can delete these dudes, and we'll be like, yeah. Oh, always remember to scope into your puppet when you do those animations. So now you can have all sorts of different animations going on. If we have a look,
You smell like feet.
that's kind of that looks kind of dumb. I love it. So here we are.
You resemble a butt.
So now we've got a cool little sort of intro going on there. We can change it and adjust it. The specifics of the animation, of course, depend on you, friends. So now we have something that'll vary in whichever animation we do. Here
You
we're doing
descri-
B,
You
we're doing
resemble
A.
a butt.
And you can connect that to each of your outputs, and you can connect a whole bunch. You could have like 10 potential intros. You can call specific characters. So for example, if you wanted it to be a specific character, what you do is you wouldn't have a randomizer. You would have different nodes. And the nodes, for example, we would have this node over here, and we'll connect them to A, and this node will be called character A or char A. Alrighty. Then we'll have char B. So let's say that there was 2 characters. I'm just going to remove the old. I'm going to go into create port. I'm going to say no port. Now connect them both to A. And then I might power off character B, or have them all powered off in the beginning. And I'll connect them to here. And then what I would do is I would actually have a variable that would be character number. So for example, I can have a variable and I would be like character number. I could make that between, if we had 10 characters or something, I could make it between, 1 and 10. And then if you were on number 1, for example, and that was character A, then you would put a little keyframe, and you remember how we do that. We get the get value, just like over here. Get value with the variable modifier. And if we have a calculator, and it'll say if the value of this variable, which we'll call like player number, equals to 5, for example, then that'll activate character 5's little node, and that node will lead straight to their little timeline and play their thing with their own voice lines and all those sorts of things. So friends, that's how you would do that sort of a thing. I'll just put that randomizer back here so that we're all good. Oops, remember to put it into randomize and give it the power. And A connects there, B connects there. Alrighty friends, we can also get rid of this variable. So friends, that's the sort of thing you would do. But another thing that we'll see if we play through is the next problem we'll have.
You're going down.
Well, actually, this is a classic thing that I do all the time. Whenever you move any kind of logic that includes a camera from one microchip to another, even if it's within the same microchip, the camera's going to jump around and lose its mind, which is super annoying, but yeah, that happens. So we'll just move it here, and then you can even change the position of the camera as well for different characters, you know what I mean? Like one character might be over here, one might be over there, you know what I mean? You have fun with this, friends. Do what you feel is best. Dreams allows us a lot of freedom. And then this one, of course, over there as well. Swing. Sweet. Now, what we're going to do is we'll see what happens when one round ends and another begins.
You smell like feet.
Oh, of course. Here I am just watching this, waiting for the next thing to happen. But I forgot to make it so that when player 1 intro ends, the second one, so on NB. So you can see I've done it for this one, but I forgot to do it for that one.
You're going down. You resemble a butt.
Okay, sweet. So now we have begun our fight. I'm just gonna beat this dude up.
KO. You disgraced my village.
So now the problem is we play the intro all over again when we start a new round, which does happen in some games, you know, like the character might get up and be like, I won't go down that easy, you know what I mean, something like that. But if you don't want their intro to play again on the new round, what you'll do is we're gonna go into gadgets, logic and processing, get a variable modifier, and then we're going to look for the variable named rounds, and we'll have it on get value. Then we'll get ourselves a little calculator, connect it to A, make it greater than. So if the value of the rounds variable is greater than 1, in other words, it's not round 1, then it's going to go directly to number C, output C. So what's this doing? When it isn't round 1, it's not going to play the intros, because A and B are going to be playing when it's round 1, and if it's not round 1, we'll just go straight to the rest of the old game. Also, friends, I made an epic error a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if you can see, but I connected all these timer ports to all sorts of different crazy ones. So we can actually just delete these and make it so that we only have 3. And we're going to connect C to the timer here, and we're going to connect C to the timer here. The error that I made was I pressed X to connect, and then I connected to a bunch of stuff with L1 and R2, which clones it. But not only does that clone the Y, but it also moves it to the next port, which is kind of an annoying thing, but I suppose it kind of makes sense depending on what you're doing. But sweet. So now we make sure that everything is connected to C. C is the round can start. You know, the fight can start. That's what happens when C begins. A and B are our little intros. So let's just check everything's good. Everything looks good. Alrighty.
You smell like feet. You disgraced my village. Round 1. Fight.
So now we have our intros that are looking good. We're gonna beat up this dude. Ba-bam. Beat up, beat up.
KO. Round 2.
So there we are,
Fight.
friends. We start round 2. There's no intro. There's no crazy business. Our timer is running. It's looking good. Hiya! Now we're kicking butt. Sweet, friends. So that's all there is to adding in some of your very own character intros. I hope you found this not too intense. Remember, if you want to add personalized ones, all you have to do is add in a little node for each of your particular characters, and of course give them their own intro and so on and so forth. It's better to have their own intro in our game logic, because, friends, if you add the timelines, all, like, let's say we've got 10 characters and we add 10 timelines into our character logic, that means we'll have double that, because of course we have 2. Also remember, friends, when you update your game, you'll want to delete the old dude and give yourself a new one, just so that everything is going to be affecting them as we plan. But yes, friends, I hope this all made sense. If you have any questions, do hit me up in the comments below. Just a brief going over once again. We start and we put in our selector so that we have something that happens before the round checkers and so on and so forth. Output number A is connected to a randomizer, which chooses between 2 potential player 1 intros. When those are done or on end trigger, it goes to the next one, which is B. B does player 2 intro, which when it is complete also goes to C. You can also add in a randomizer. You can also add in nodes for different characters here. It's super easy. And then to make sure that when we get to round 2, it doesn't play the intro again, because of course the scene resets, what we have is we have a modifier here, and it gets the value of it, checks that it's greater than 1, and goes straight to number C. Hope that makes sense, friends. Thanks for sticking around, and catch you guys on the flip-flop. Peace out!